On Saturday, September 12th, you're going to have a chance to buy all of this. This is about a 20-year collection of goodies. It's a residual effect of running a motorcycle dealership for 20 plus years, plus a shop. There's a lot of new products in here. There's a ton of new gasket sets, new lights. We'll go through it for a little bit here. We'll start with the windshields, a lot of universals, some sport bikes, some adventure bikes, some cruisers, some new in the package, a lot of sport bike upfront plastics, some used, some new. There's a V-Strom new windshield. Here's a ZX10 rear hugger, new in the package. We get into some larger windshields here. You know, we're sure there's some Harley-Davidson stuff in here, but since everybody does such a horrible job of putting part numbers on, I can't guarantee what fits what. So you're more than welcome to bring your bike by, park it right outside here, you know, and you can do a test fit and see if it works for you. We've got some one-off fairings, some fairly new, some fairly old. Here's a universal vetter. Not quite sure what these fit. Maybe you can tell us. ATV plastics. Here's a pair of 250 body parts. There might be some Banshee stuff, maybe some Raptor stuff. There's a front end. Here we've got some brand new plastics. ZX900 carbon fiber stuff. Got a new Ninja tail fairing. There's some V-Strom stuff in here. There's an R1 rear tail, brand new. Side covers, plastics, tail cowls. There's a full set of V-Strom Suzukis, the yellow ones. There's a CBR 1000, that would use a little love. 600 Katana. ZX10 tail. CBR 600 side fairings. Dirt bike tanks. YFM 600 brand new front fender. Some Meyer, I believe, for a Raptor or a Banshee. Some new tail cowls, few used. Lots of decent seats. Lots of passenger pads. Solos. Some nice cruiser pilot seats. There's probably some Sportster seats in here. Maybe a hand two or one or two Harley cruiser seats, but you know, they're pretty hard to identify. So if you can tell us there's one laying in there, we'll sure let you buy it. Got new bars. Box of bar accessories, bunch of triple trees, risers, dirt bike bars. Got some assorted one-off handbags. There's a Honda, a Yamaha, some one-off, an old trunk. Here's a set of Can-Am side bags. Here's a Polaris trunk. I believe that came off a Razor. There's a one-off Yamaha trunk, an old set. Don't know what these are. Might be Moto Guzzi's. Some more dirt bike tanks, enduro tanks. Little PW50 tank. Random covers. Random plastics. There's just way too many to list in detail. It's kind of up to you. Bring your bike by. You know, do a mock fit. All kinds of side covers. fenders, more side covers, radiator covers, more fenders. Banshee footboards, YFZ 450 headlights, YFZ 450 footboards, all kinds of mirrors. There's new in here, used, tons and tons of new sprockets. A lot of rears, a lot of fronts, handful of used that are pretty decent. Random brake rotors, shoes, really no junk in there. We've pretty well sorted through that. New rotors, new turn signals, scads of new to decent turn signals, lenses, speedometers by the can, coils, horns. Here we've got a carb table. We've got carb parts, carb pieces. Here's a Carter Quadrajet, an old BMW stock fuel filter. There's a set of 3 flat slides in here. You guys that know what they are, those are not a cheap date. Some of these identified, some of them aren't. Once again, that's up to you. Got some random hydraulic pumps. Tons of new gasket sets. Bought to use in the shop, and we're no longer running the shop, so our inventory is for sale. This whole room is for sale as a unit. If you've got something you want to trade for it, car, truck, bike, gold, something that's worthy, let's talk about it. We're looking for volume, not one-offs. Boxes of new clutch plates. I bet that box weighs 50 pounds. All brand new in the box. CV boots for ATVs, new. Headlights, headlight cans. We get into some random metric products here. Got a bunch of radiators, brake hubs, calipers. Random levers, new levers, starters. Some vintage Yamaha motors, a tranny, good old 4-stroke lawnmower motor, old Honda. Gun struts for ATVs, everybody needs that. Coolant bottles, YFZ 450 jug, a couple of random gas motors. Some 4-stroke and 2-stroke stuff. We got quite a bit of YFM 660 Raptor random items. Here's a bunch of YFM 80 and 100 parts. New springs in the box. Some slightly used. Here's a ton of shock absorbers. A lot of one-offs. Got a Banshee frame. I believe that's an R6. YFM 80. Here's a 1961 BSA frame. Ready for your love. Random license plate holders. Air cleaners. Tons and tons of cables. Some of them new in the package. A lot of them new, but they're out of the package. So, again, that's probably a mock fit up. Some random bags. A couple of sets, one-offs. Here's a set, came off a Ducati Multistrada, both side bags and the tank bag. Those things aren't cheap date. Set of universals, air intake boxes, side covers, more intakes. Headlights, mostly cruiser stuff. Brand new Mare fenders. New in the package, never opened. Here's a box of used. Here's a custom frame for sale. This frame does not have a title, but it does have the 7-digit VIN. If you want to inquire about it, we are asking $1,500 for this frame by itself. and maybe we could work out a deal where you keep the turntable too. That's pretty handy. Let's get into some tailpipes. Here's a full set for a 98 Honda VT750, boxed, ready to go. Random heat shields, random header pipes. We get into some sport bike pipes, some cruisers. All these pipes are decent. Nothing, no junk, no tore up. This looks like a Bubs. I'm not quite sure what that fits, but if you know what a Bubs is, that might be worth a look. We'll even sell you a kayak. Got a Goldwing swing arm. I believe this is an R6 frame along with the swing arm. Got some street bike pipes. Everything in here is decent. Once again, they're not rusted out, no rot. Some of them show a little wear, but they're still solid pipes. Here's a set for an 1100 Gixxer, pretty nice. Some inline 4. Here we got some ATV and 2-stroke expansion chambers. Again, these are pretty hard to ID, so if you got part numbers, why, grab them, bring them. We're not going to be having a lot of time to look up part numbers and what fits what. That's basically all going to be up to you. Got ATV wheels, got a set of 4 here on S&S rims. These are 24/8/12s, brand new wheels. Here's a turntable for a bike, like that frame. We'd sell that one separate. Random 4s, triples, and pairs ATV wheels, all sizes, all bolt patterns. Even got some singles. Again, we can't tell you what a lot of these fit because they're so universal, so know your bolt pattern, do your homework. But this price is, these stuff's priced to sell, guys, so it's going to go away. Here's some random bars. Here's a couple of grab bars, cargo rack, frame pieces. Here's an LTF 250 quad runner, basically in a combo, except for the frame. Random kickstands, levers, more lever setups, footboards, random pegs. Get into some ATV parts. Here's a universal hitch, all kinds of hubs, rotors, A-arms, got some bag brackets. Here we got some swing arms. Got a CBR, got a YZ250. Some of this is identified, some of it isn't. ATV axles, I believe these are Raptors. This set here. Banshee skid plate. Random skid plates, probably an ATC in there, I think. New belts, random sizes, widths and tooth count, but all brand new. ATV plow accessories. Here's a snow cleat. Not quite sure how long it is. Here's a pair of Harley X90 shortsters. These are, one's a 73, one's a 74. Both engines are froze up, but the motors match the frame numbers. So you've got matching numbers here. We're willing to sell these as a unit. We really don't feel like parting them out. We've pretty well picked on them, and they're ready to go as a unit. We've got used tires. We've pretty well weeded through any junk we could find, but the thing about these used tires is we do not have a way to install them. That's going to be up to you. This is cash and carry. There is no liability on the backside with these tires. You buy it, you own it. It's up to you to inspect it thoroughly before you leave, and there are no returns on these tires, so be ready to take care of that. Come down here, we've got random backrest brackets, some grab bars for the back. We got bag bars, got some crash bars, headlight bars, luggage racks, backrests, more cargo racks. random backrests, some universal, some are pretty specific. Once again, these tires, this is on you. You own them. There's a roof, a windshield, and a back window, I believe, for a 1000 Razor. Here's a subwoofer for you, some random speaker products, helmet accessories by the box. Here's new skin ladies helmets. There's 6 small, 5 medium, and 1 large. Those are all brand new. Here's some used helmets. Again, the liability's on you. Set of mercury vapor lights if you happen to need some. Here's an old tricycle that's pretty cool. Don't know what that's worth, but we can figure it out. An old Coke machine. Needs some love, but we haven't dated it, but it's an old water cooler, still got the pump. Come over here to a bunch of Harley products. Anything that we could truly identify as Harley-Davidson, we separated out, put it on these tables. Here's a couple of seats, some air intakes, random lights, a lot of air intake covers, some new. Chain guards. There's a 5-speed tranny. I believe that's a 1998. Here's a black stock reservoir, brake reservoir. There's brake pads. There's a Sportster belt drive with the covers. Random cams, some Showa fork lowers. Air shocks, set of sporty shocks. Tanks and fenders. Here's a matching set, front and back fender. Electroglide standard tank. Bars, light bars. Here's another set of bars. Oil cooler off an 02 Road King. An old bag. Here's an old Speedo. Pair of old tappets. Coils. Here's a 48 style brand new tank. Here's a matching tank and fender. Here's another matching tanking fender that they call Salmon. This is a new Conley's hard bag installation kit. Never been used. Tailpipes. There's some generic slip-ons here. I know there's some Sportster pipes here, some brackets. There's some soft tail, some Deuce upsweep drags. Here's a set of Road King tubes. Here's a set of 4 Polaris tires, Roctanes. We got new pairs of ATV tires, new single ATV tires, a handful of used. Got a handful of bike racing tires. We even got a radial arm saw for you. Got a 750 Gixxer engine. General Motors tranny, bell housing. 1958 Ford Police Special Interceptor 352 engine. Not sure, I think it's standard crank. I'm not sure what that is. This was a heck of a motor in its day. It's basically all here, as you can see, except for some gaskets and one of this, one of that. Got the pistons, rings, ready for your work. It's pretty well along. We'll come over here to the other side. Got 2 or 3 display cabinets. Got an old Gas Boy gas pump. 1959 Mueller fire hydrant. New tires. Coats, riding jackets. A lot of Alpine in here. Got a 348 Chevrolet V8 for sale. Basically rebuilt, ready to go. New tires. There's an inventory of what's there if you can see that. But again, the tires, we do not have a way to install them. These are all brand new. Never on the ground. They were in our inventory, and when we shut the shop down, these are left over. Front side of that gas buoy pump, cabinet fire hydrant. So, next Saturday, cash only. Due to the mandate in place, you will be required to have a face covering to come in. Politics aside, that's the rules, and we're sure going to abide by them. Spread the word around. The stuff's going to sell. Basically, everything you see is for sale as a unit. Cars, trucks, motorcycles. Cash is good. What do you want to trade? Really not into boats anymore, but you know, if you've got something pretty spectacular, show it to us. For you resellers, no doubt about it, there's some cherries in here. You eBay guys or you Craigslist guys or whatever you're doing, if you want to come pick through, but we are volume driven here. We're looking to sell the whole thing as it sets. $27,000 is the ask. What do you want to do? Talk to us. Come one, come all. Next Saturday, bring cash only, no credit cards, no checks. Bring a trailer, bring your truck. 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. By the end of the day, we're looking for this whole thing to be gone. I will be posting this video on YouTube, on Facebook Marketplace, spreading it around a little bit. Feel free to spread it around. Should be an interesting day here next Saturday. We'll see you then.